Chosen one, let me speak directly to you because what I'm about to say isn't for everyone. This isn't a message, it's a warning, a wake-up call, an unfiltered reminder of who you are and what's been hidden from you since day one. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to shift the balance. The moment you started stepping into your truth, they started panicking. Why? Because you're not easily controlled. You don't chase crowds. You don't bow to fear. And that alone sends shockwaves through their weak foundations. The people who tried to break you underestimated what happens when a chosen one rises from the fire they set. They whispered behind your back. They played dirty in the dark. But here's the twist. They're now watching you glow in silence, and it's burning their spirit. Their tricks, backfiring. Their lies, exposed. Their envy, eating them alive. They thought you were just another soft target, until you became the storm they never saw coming. Every setback they threw at you only made you sharper. Every trap only exposed their desperation. And now, they're stuck watching your rise with no access, no influence, and no power to stop it. If you're still here, you're not ordinary. You're the threat they can't explain. You carry a force that haunts every fake smile and every masked enemy. Your silence has become the loudest alarm they've ever heard. Now, before we go deeper, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We're only just getting started. Before moving ahead, I want to take a sacred pause and speak from the heart. To those of you who have supported this mission through super thanks, thank you, truly. Your offering isn't just a digital gesture, it's a spiritual agreement, a quiet but powerful signal that you see the truth, you feel the weight of this calling, and you've chosen to stand with it. You're not just watching, you're walking in alignment. You've chosen light over fear, power over silence, purpose over confusion. And because of your generosity, this message continues to reach those who feel cornered by the darkness, those who are waking up to the truth of who they really are. This mission is not for the faint of heart. It's for the ones who have been tested, underestimated, and still rise. For the chosen who don't just survive, they shake atmospheres. And your support is proof that unity among the chosen cannot be broken. Now, if something in your soul resonates, if you felt that undeniable pull, that sense that you were never meant to play small, then take a quiet moment and affirm it. Comment 999 below. Not for show, not for anyone else, but as a personal whisper to the universe that you are in agreement, that you are chosen, that no weapon formed against you will prosper, and that the very forces trying to silence you will be the reason your voice echoes even louder. Let's continue. The shift has already begun. Number 1. Stop ignoring the inner pull. It's your divine awakening in disguise. From the very beginning, the world tried to shape you into something ordinary, but you weren't made for ordinary. You were made for impact. Long before you even had words to describe it, you felt it. A sense that you didn't quite belong. A knowing that your eyes saw too much, your heart felt too deeply, and your mind wandered too far beyond what others could comprehend. That wasn't confusion. That was confirmation. This isn't some fantasy or daydream. It's a coded reality you've always carried. There's a reason certain memories from your past still haunt you, vivid, intense, unforgettable. There's a reason you never blended in, even when you tried your hardest to. You weren't born to blend in. You were built to disrupt patterns, challenge illusions, and bring light into rooms that were too comfortable in their darkness. Chosen ones aren't loud about their mission, but their energy speaks volumes. You were never just the quiet one. You were the watcher, the observer, the one who asked questions even adults were afraid to answer. Why am I here? What's the point of all this? Why do I feel things no one else seems to notice? These weren't just thoughts. They were spiritual markers, signs that your soul was on assignment before you ever knew the language to describe it. And that's exactly what made you dangerous to them. They saw your potential before you did. They noticed the power in your silence, the strength in your softness, the storm building behind your stillness. So what did they do? They tried to label you, confuse you, distract you with noise, isolate you. Because the moment you found out who you really are, that's the moment their games fall apart. You've probably been told you were too intense, too sensitive, too curious, too different. But what if those flaws were actually your greatest armor? What if the very things they tried to water down in you were the things this world desperately needed from you? Look at the ones who shook the world. Einstein, Tesla, Da Vinci, misunderstood, mocked, rejected. But still, they couldn't be erased. Why? Because chosen ones don't seek permission. They walk in purpose, just like you. And if you've ever wondered why people gravitate to you when they're broken, why they tell you their secrets, why they cry around you without knowing why, it's because your energy speaks the language of healing. You were never just nice, you were medicine. The ones who once tried to overlook you are now haunted by what they ignored. Your presence was never meant to be background noise. It was always the signal that something real had entered the room. And now, it's your time. They may have missed it, but you won't. Number 2. Don't dismiss your childhood memories. They were clues to your hidden identity. Chosen one, you need to understand something that most people will never tell you. Your childhood wasn't random. The moments that still replay in your mind, the strange dreams, the quiet moments of deep reflection, the times you felt invisible even in a room full of people, those were signals, markers, evidence that you were never meant to be ordinary. The world will try to convince you those memories are just imagination, but they weren't. That deep pull you felt as a child, the feeling that there was something different about you, was real. While others played, you wondered. While others followed, you observed. You saw beyond what was in front of you, and that was your first proof that you were being shaped for something far greater. You weren't sensitive, you were in tune. You weren't isolated, you were being protected. You weren't confused, you were being prepared. And that's exactly why they tried to silence your questions, make you doubt your instincts, make you forget what you felt so clearly. Because if you ever followed those breadcrumbs, those memories, you'd uncover the truth, that you were chosen, not later in life, from the very beginning. Don't ignore what your spirit already knew back then. Go back to those moments, study them, because hidden within them are answers to who you really are and why you've always felt a calling that others couldn't understand. Your past wasn't just your history, it was a prophecy, and now you're beginning to remember. And when a chosen one starts remembering, the entire game changes. Number 3. Never apologize for being different. They tried to blind you because they saw your light first. They saw your light before you did, and that terrified them. Chosen one, you were never meant to look, act, or move like everyone else. From the start, your difference was your design. But the world doesn't celebrate what it can't control. So they tried to make you shrink. They told you to quiet your voice, soften your truth, dull your shine. Not because you were wrong, but because your presence exposed their insecurity. Never apologize for being different. Your difference is your power. It's not a glitch in your system. It's the code of your calling. You saw things others ignored. You felt what others couldn't process. You questioned what others blindly accepted. And because of that, you became the mirror they were afraid to look into. You made them uncomfortable just by being real. Understand this. People don't attack the weak. They go after what threatens their illusion. And you've always been a disruption to their fake peace. They tried to blind you with lies because they feared what you'd do once you saw your own reflection clearly. They knew the moment you stopped seeking validation, the moment you embraced who you are fully, they would lose access to the version of you they could manipulate. Your sensitivity, your solitude, your unshakable inner voice. It's all confirmation. You were built to break cycles, not repeat them. You were made to walk paths no one else was willing to take. So the next time someone tries to guilt you for being too much or too different, remember this: you were never created to fit in. You were born to stand apart. They tried to dim your light, but all they did was make you realize how powerful it really is. And now they can't unsee it. Number 4. Stop letting rejection define you. It was God's way of redirecting you to purpose. They left you out, ignored you, talked about you like you didn't matter, and for a long time, you believed them. You started questioning your worth, wondering if maybe they were right. But chosen one, what if I told you that rejection wasn't a curse? It was protection. It was redirection. Rejection was never the ending, it was the reroute. The doors that slammed in your face didn't close because you were unworthy. They closed because they were beneath you. The people who couldn't see your value were never meant to walk beside your purpose. And the pain you felt, that wasn't a sign that you were weak. That was the evidence of a path being cleared. See, when you're chosen, you're not allowed to settle in spaces built on small minds and shaky foundations. The rejection didn't break you. It activated something greater inside you. It pulled you out of comfort zones and pushed you closer to the mission. Every no you heard was actually a divine, "Not here." You weren't rejected because you were too little. You were rejected because your light was too much. Let them misunderstand you. Let them overlook you. They didn't recognize your greatness because they weren't qualified to. Stop replaying the pain. Stop asking why they didn't choose you. The truth is, you were never supposed to belong there in the first place. Chosen ones are not made to fit. They are made to shift. And the more you step into that truth, the more unstoppable you become. This isn't the season to mourn who didn't see you. This is the season to thank the silence, because it cleared the way for your real assignment. Now rise, because they didn't reject you. They redirected you to your power. Number 5. Don't hide your sensitivity. It's the weapon you were given to heal a broken world. Chosen one, you've been told your sensitivity is a weakness. That feeling too much, caring too deeply, or noticing things others ignore makes you too emotional or too soft. But what they called your flaw is actually your fire. That sensitivity wasn't given to you by accident. It's your spiritual radar. It's how you detect truth in a world built on illusion. It's how you feel pain others deny and love others with a depth they've never tasted. Your ability to read the room before anyone speaks, to sense the shift in energy before a word is said, that's power. While others live numb and disconnected, you walk into spaces and feel everything. That's not weakness. That's warfare. They tried to shame you into shutting it off because they couldn't handle the light you were reflecting. But understand this, your heart wasn't made to be hardened. It was made to be used. You are the safe place for the broken, the mirror for those who have lost themselves, the voice of calm in the middle of chaos. And that sensitivity, it's the bridge between your soul and your assignment. The world is broken, and it's going to take the sensitive ones, the spiritually armed, emotionally tuned-in souls, to restore what's been torn. Your compassion is how you fight. Your empathy is how you win. And every tear you've ever shed in silence, every moment you felt too much while others felt nothing, it was preparing you to carry weight most people can't even hold. So don't numb it, don't hide it, harness it. Because the same thing they tried to use against you is the very thing that's going to set you, and everyone connected to you, free. If this message spoke to something deep within you, take a quiet moment to like and subscribe, not for the numbers, but as a personal sign that you're walking in alignment with who you were always meant to be. Number 6. Stop shrugging off those dreams. They're messages sent to prepare you for what's coming. Chosen one, it's time you stop calling those dreams just dreams. You've been brushing them off, laughing them away, or waking up with your heart racing and shaking your head like it means nothing. But deep down, you know better. There's a reason those visions won't leave you, a reason they follow you through the day, a reason you feel the pull to decode their meaning. You were never dreaming randomly. You were being briefed. When the world is asleep, your spirit is awake. That's when the messages come through. Clear, loud, undeniable. Maybe it's a voice calling your name, a face you've never seen but feel deeply connected to, a warning, a future event that ends up happening. Maybe it's a place you've never visited, but you can still describe it like you've lived there before. That's not your imagination. That's preparation. They want you to believe it's nonsense because if you ever truly embraced what those dreams are telling you, you'd become unstoppable. These are spiritual downloads, hidden truths, warnings, confirmations, assignments. And if you've been chosen, your dreams are one of the clearest signs. Pay attention. Your dream life is a battlefield. Every time you wake up feeling shaken, it's because your spirit was at war. You were being shown what's coming so you can walk into it with your eyes wide open and your power turned all the way up. This is your advantage. This is why you always seem one step ahead, but only if you stop ignoring it. Chosen one, it's time to stop shrugging off what was meant to sharpen you. Your dreams aren't random. They're coded instructions for what's coming next. Number 7. Don't call it luck. That was divine protection, keeping you alive for the mission. You've made it through things that should have destroyed you. Let's be real. There were moments you didn't think you'd survive. Accidents that came too close. Relationships that drained you. Nights when your soul felt like it was sinking into something dark and bottomless. And yet, you're still here. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's protection. You've been carried through battles most people didn't even know you were fighting. You've walked through fire and came out without a single burn mark showing. And the world wants to call it chance. This was strategy. The kind of protection that surrounds a soul with purpose. The kind of shield that can't be seen, but is always active when a chosen one is near danger. There were traps that didn't work, setups that backfired, people who tried to destroy your name but ended up exposing their own. And now you're starting to see it. All the close calls weren't randomness, they were reminders. You're not done yet. Your mission is too big. Your presence is too needed. That's why you were preserved. And make no mistake, your survival is a problem for your enemies. Because every time you get back up, it proves that nothing they throw will ever be enough. Your resilience, it's not just strength, it's evidence that something greater is moving with you. So stop downplaying your story. Stop calling it just made it out. You were protected because your purpose is too dangerous to fail. And now that you're aware, don't walk, move like someone who knows they were saved for something massive. They thought it was over for you, but your survival was the beginning of their unraveling. You're not lucky, you're chosen, and that changes everything. Number 8. Stop thinking you're alone. That presence you felt was divine guidance all along. Number 9. Don't let the pain of being different break you. Being the outsider was your training ground. You've walked through some of the darkest seasons of your life feeling like no one saw you, like no one understood what you were carrying. The silence was loud, the nights were long, and even when you were surrounded by people you felt like a ghost, seen but not felt, present but not connected. But here's what they'll never understand about chosen ones. We don't walk alone, even when it looks like we do. That feeling you had, the one that pulled you back from the edge, the one that whispered to keep going when you had nothing left, that wasn't your imagination. That wasn't just inner strength. That was guidance, protection, a higher signal pushing you forward when everything around you told you to break. You've always had something watching over you, a presence that doesn't shout, doesn't need to be seen, but moves with you in every room you enter. That's why you can feel tension without words. That's why you sense danger before it arrives. That's why even when you hit your lowest, something still kept you grounded. Chosen ones are never truly alone. We're just misunderstood. The truth is, you were never abandoned. You were being shielded. While you were crying behind closed doors, you were being hidden in plain sight. While people walked away thinking they left you broken, something greater was standing right beside you, building you in silence. So stop doubting what you've always known deep down. That peace in the storm, that clarity in chaos. That wasn't luck. That was divine guidance. You were being prepared for moments you couldn't even see yet. You were never alone. Not then. Not now. Not ever. And the ones who tried to isolate you, they never realized they left you with the only presence that truly mattered. Number 10. Stop settling for surface-level truth. Your curiosity is the key to uncovering your destiny. Chosen one, your mind has always been different. While others were satisfied with shallow answers, you kept digging. While they looked at the surface, you were already peeling back layers no one else dared to touch. That wasn't rebellion. That was divine design. You were never meant to accept what's been handed to you without question. You were born with a hunger for truth because your destiny depends on it. And that curiosity, it's not a weakness. It's your compass. It's what leads you through the fog when others are lost in illusions. They called you too deep, too intense, too obsessed. But they feared what you might uncover. Because when a chosen one starts asking real questions, entire systems start to shake. You don't just break the rules, you expose the games. You don't follow blindly, you see through the mask. And that's exactly what makes you a threat. You were never meant to settle for half-truths or recycled lies. That inner pull you feel, that itch to understand more, that's your soul pushing you toward your higher assignment. Every mystery you've unraveled, every time your curiosity led you somewhere others avoided, that was you collecting the tools for your next level. But here's the warning: the moment you stop seeking is the moment you start shrinking. So don't silence that voice inside you. Let it roar. Follow the questions, trace the patterns, chase the uncomfortable answers. Because on the other side of your curiosity is the clarity you've been praying for. Your destiny isn't found in what's popular. It's hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the brave, the bold, and the chosen to uncover it. You're not here to fit in. You're here to find what others are too afraid to see. Keep digging. If this message spoke to something deep within you, take a quiet moment to like and subscribe. Not for the numbers, but as a personal sign that you're walking in alignment with who you were always meant to be. Number 11. Don't waste time explaining yourself. Your wisdom was never meant for the masses. Chosen one, you've spent too much energy trying to explain yourself to people who were never built to understand you. People who only see the surface, who mistake your silence for weakness, your depth for confusion, your distance for arrogance. But let's get something straight. Your mind, your vision, your awareness. It was never designed for the average. You were given a level of perception that disrupts comfort zones. You notice what others miss. You speak truth that makes liars squirm. And every time you try to explain it, you water it down to fit into minds that were never prepared to carry it. Stop doing that. Stop dimming the light so others feel safe in the dark. The truth is, not everyone is supposed to get it. Your wisdom is sacred. It's been earned through pain, isolation, betrayal, and resilience. You didn't wake up like this. You were shaped in the fire. So why waste your breath trying to convince those who never walked through the flames with you? Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them call you strange. Because while they're gossiping, you're growing. While they mock, you move. And while they seek validation, you sit in stillness and receive revelation. The chosen are never understood in real time. You are not here to fit in. You're here to break cycles, shift energy, and challenge illusions. And those kinds of missions require solitude, not social approval. So the next time someone tries to label you, remind yourself you were never meant to be easy to explain. You were meant to be experienced. You're not here for the applause of the crowd. You're here to shake the room without ever raising your voice. Let your silence teach. Let your presence speak. That's the power of being chosen. Number 12. Stop holding back. Your calling is waiting for you to step up and lead. Chosen one, let's get something straight. The world has waited long enough for you to realize who you are. You've tiptoed around your power. You've downplayed your presence. You've silenced your voice just to make others comfortable. But that ends now. Because your calling isn't just whispering anymore. It's roaring. You weren't born to sit in the shadows watching lesser minds take the lead. You weren't created to shrink every time your greatness threatened someone's insecurity. The truth is, they saw your potential before you did. That's why they tried so hard to keep you quiet. But your silence doesn't serve anyone anymore. Especially not you. There's a mission with your name on it. And whether or not you feel ready, it's waiting. Waiting for you to stop dimming your own light, just to protect people who would never do the same for you. Waiting for you to stop asking for permission in a world that was never meant to define you. You've got wisdom that others don't. Vision they can't see. Fire they can't control. That's why your leadership won't look like theirs. You weren't meant to lead from the front just to be seen. You were meant to lead from within, to shift the energy in any room, to break cycles, to make others rise by simply standing in your truth. So stop holding back. Every delay gives power to the ones who never believed in you. Every time you hide your strength, someone else stays blind to their own. You're not just supposed to walk in your purpose, you're supposed to own it, loudly, boldly, unapologetically. Because when a chosen one leads, the fake ones fall apart. Your calling is calling. Step up. It's time. As we bring this message to a close, remember this. You weren't sent here by accident. Every word you heard was meant to remind you of what you've carried all along. Strength, purpose, and the power to lead. The world may have tried to dim your light, but the time has come to rise without hesitation. No more shrinking, no more waiting. You were built for this. If this resonated with your spirit, take a quiet moment to like this video and subscribe. Not out of pressure, but as a small act of alignment with the truth you now claim.